Hey, so you're probably wondering why I'm doing this video, and basically I had an English speaking assessment today, and if you're not from the UK I don't know if you're going to know what that is, but I had to talk about a subject of my choice to an adult and then have a conversation about it, and the subject that I chose was the way that mental illnesses are romanticised and glorified in the younger generation. And the main one, or the main networking site that I'm going to be talking about is Tumblr. And I know that this isn't the only social networking site that this kind of stuff happens on, but to me it's the main one, and I've got nothing against Tumblr. I love it to bits, I'm always on it, but I just cannot stand the way that mental illnesses are encouraged on it. I think it's really disgusting at the way that some people encourage others to self-harm or to have an eating disorder, and I don't get how someone could be in that state of mind to encourage someone to do it. I just don't. And the way that if someone was to post a picture of their self-harming cuts, someone would call it beautiful, and I don't see it as beautiful. I see it as a means of someone being so frustrated with themselves that that is the only way that they can let their emotions out, and I think that's incredibly sad. But I just think it's not right, and I'm forever seeing it on my Tumblr dashboard about people saying it, and I just think mental illnesses nowadays, they're becoming much less taboo in the real world. I mean, if you're sad, then you're labelled as having depression. If you don't want to eat something, you automatically have an eating disorder. If you like to be neat, you have OCD, and if you're shy, then you have social anxiety disorder, and it's not like that. I'm sorry, but giving someone a label that has something to do with a mental illness is not right, okay? If someone is sad, it does not necessarily mean they are depressed just because they had a bad day. Depression is a mentally crippling illness that someone cannot help but needs help for it. Okay? So encouraging it is not a good idea. Next, I want to talk about the way that there are people out there that think they have one or like to do it because they have a trend. They think it's a trend. I think that's wrong as well, because they think everyone else has it, so I'm going to have one too. No, you don't get it, I'm sorry. I know people that have mental illnesses. It's horrible to have to watch someone go through what they do. It makes me so angry. And I think people need to be so careful about what they say, because I think teenagers are so easily influenced about everything around them. And you could easily just say, oh, I want to kill myself, oh, I just want to go cut or something like that. I've heard it so many times, and yet you don't know who's listening, you don't know someone's state of mind, you don't know what they've been through, and something you could just say in an offhand comment, like not even mean, could just like that to someone else, and it could trigger them to do something. So I think you just need to be really careful about what you say, because you don't know the repercussions of it. I don't know if I've got anything else to say. Just be careful about what you say. Don't encourage someone to do it. Don't say you have a mental illness when you don't fully understand it. Having a mental illness isn't quirky, it's not beautiful, it's horrible to have, and just treat it as if you could see it with your own eyes, because you may not be able to tell if someone has a mental illness, because obviously it's in their brain. Just because it's not a physical condition doesn't mean it doesn't have the right to be treated as if it was one. I think I've made all my points.